You ready, Rex? Let's do it. Hit record. Welcome, folks, to the Dinar Ombudsman. My name is Jack, alongside my partner Rex. Today we're going to be talking about where we're at with our dinar investment slash speculation. But before we do that, we have some housekeeping we have to take care of. I know, I don't like the housekeeping either, but it needs to be done. If you're on our email list, as of the end of April, we will not be sending out the MP3s of the call through email. Okay, we have a little issue. People were recording our calls, which is fine. They're going to do it anyway. The information should be shared with everybody. That's our take on it. But the problem is, they were starting to upload it to their YouTube channels. So you guys don't need to send us any more emails on that. We know what's happening. There's not a whole lot we can do about it, but from now on we decided, rather than them put it on YouTube, we're going to record our calls as we usually do, but instead of sending them through email, we're going to put them on our own YouTube channel. The only people that are going to be able to see them then is people who subscribe to our channel. Okay? It's not going to solve the problem, but at least it'll help. And, like I said, we don't mind people sharing the information. That's why we do it. But you're not going to go put it on YouTube and then make money off of our work. That's not going to happen. Okay? So if you're on our email list through April, you will still get the MP3 in your email. But you have a couple weeks to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that will be the only place that you will be able to get our calls. Okay? It's very simple. If you have access to a computer to play the emails, or your phone to play the MP3s and the emails, you'll be able to go on YouTube and do it. It'll be very simple. The videos will be private, so unless you're a subscriber, you won't be able to listen to it. Okay, now, sure, people are still going to steal it, they're still going to put it on their channel, but at least we have some kind of recourse then, because then they're taking our copyrighted YouTube product and trying to make money off of it, and we have recourse through YouTube. Anyway, that taken care of. But again, all that'll be, we're going to put it in the emails from now on, exactly where to go. There'll be a link to the YouTube, and you just go subscribe. Share it with whoever you want, the YouTube link, okay? That's fine, but nobody will be able to see it unless they subscribe to our channel. So when you get to our channel, make sure you subscribe, okay? And hit the little bell so you get notified when we do the calls, okay? When there's a new call, you'll be notified that there's a call up, all right? We don't do the calls every day because there's not information every day. We might do it 2-3 times a week. Sometimes we do it 4 times a week, depending. It all depends. So make sure you do that. But again, all the instructions will be in your email. All right, let's jump right in. Are you ready, Rex? Okay. You want to send me those? Put it in the little chat box. The first question. Oh, one more thing. The email that you guys are using to send the questions to us is truthdinar@protonmail.com. Remember that. Write it down if you don't have it. I've had many people asking us where I don't get my questions answered. Make sure you're sending them to Truth, Truth, Dinar, Dinar, at protonmail.com. Protonmail is protonmail.com. truthdinar@protonmail.com. And we will answer as many questions as we can. Again, if your question doesn't get answered, it's more than likely that someone asked a similar question and we wrap that answer into the answer we gave them. Okay? Because there's not a whole lot of different questions and answers out there. It's at this point in the investment, it's pretty basic. The first one here is, we're going to go this route? Okay. Someone asked about the Dinar. It was Mary. Thank you, Mary. Yes, I know there is a group out there talking about the Iraqi Dinar, which they're claiming is the gold-backed Iraqi Dinar. Okay? It is not. Okay? It is not. It doesn't even really have anything to do with the country of Iraq. It's more of like a Bitcoin-type cryptocurrency that's supported by gold. I know there's a group out there talking about how 1 dinar is going to be worth 1 gram of gold. Or 1 gram of gold is what? Off the top of my head, $40. Do you think 1 dinar is going to be worth $40? No. Guys, you know, we've talked about this for 2 years now. What we are waiting for is for Iraq to delete the zeros from their currency, okay? That's how we get paid. If they don't do that, we don't get paid, okay? Bottom line. We've gone over this many times. We've explained the whole process to you, and it's not a secret. It's not intel. It's out there in writing, okay? They are going to drop 3 zeros from the exchange rate, then drop 3 zeros from their notes, okay? Which basically dropping them means they're going to take them out of circulation, and the ones that are still in circulation will be treated as if you didn't have the 3 zeros on it. And if you need proof of that, look at one of your notes, anyone. On the front it'll say 25000, and on the back I believe it has 25 with like 3 diamond shapes. And they did it on purpose. So when they drop the zeros, whatever of these 3 zero notes are still in circulation, the 25,000 note is equal to what will be the new 25 note. Okay? They did this on purpose. This wasn't an accident. Okay? What we're hoping, from all accounts, is that our notes will be worth face value. Meaning our notes that we hold, whether it's a 25K, 10K, 5K, when they drop the zeros, we will not drop the zeros on our notes. Ours will be, if we have a 25,000 note, it'll be worth 25,000 dinar. Okay, now there's no guarantee of that. We all know that. That's what we're all hoping for. And yes, there is another group out there. We don't need to know us. We have to say names. You guys know who they are. You listen to their calls. You see their posts. They claim that the dropping of the zeros has nothing to do with us. Well, it has everything to do with us, okay? This is the whole reason we got involved in this, okay? Is because we knew the plan. It's in writing. It's all over. They've been talking about it for at least 12 years that we know. Okay, let's move on to the next question here. What is, Rex, is that, the Kuwait RV? Alright, well this is another one that we've gone over for years, but we'll do it again because I know there's a lot of new people. Kuwait never RV'd, guys. Kuwait never RV'd because they never had a devaluation. If anybody tells you anything different, it's very simple. Ask them for proof. Okay? Say, show me where Kuwait devalued to revalue. Right? Because they didn't. We had a banker on, he was actually a Kuwaiti banker. This was about a year and a half ago. He was a banker in Kuwait when Saddam rolled in with his troops. And he told us the whole story of how it happened, what happened, very detailed. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I will give you a summary of it for people who are new. Because I know a lot of people say, there's actually even a video out there called Dinar 101 or something from one of these other paid groups that talks about how that's the foundation of why they invested was because Kuwait RV'd. Ridiculous. In a nutshell, what happened, Saddam rolled in with his troops and his dinar, and he made it basically illegal to use the Kuwaiti dinar. He flooded Kuwait with Iraqi dinar. If shopkeepers or whoever provided services was caught using the Kuwaiti dinar instead of the Iraqi dinar, they cut their hands off. Okay? It was a smart move on his part because the dinar had already been dropping in price by the time he rolled in. Okay, so by flooding it and creating basically an extra country with demand for his currency, his hopes were it would bring it back to the value that he expected or thought he should be at. So, bottom line is Kuwait didn't devalue the currency. What happened was nobody was using it anymore. Okay? And the only way you made money off of Kuwait, okay, now think about it this way. Think about it if you had 10,000 Kuwaiti dinar and it was worth $3.50. Let's say it was worth $3 to make the math easy. You had $30,000, okay? After Saddam came in and basically made it illegal to use the Kuwaiti dinar, what happened was you still had that money. If it was in the bank, it didn't make a difference, right? Nothing mattered then. But if you had it in, let's say you had it in your house in a safe. After it was all said and done and he was kicked out of Kuwait, they reinstated, but with a new currency, a new Kuwaiti dinar. And they allowed you at 1-to-1 take your old Kuwaiti dinar to get the new Kuwaiti dinar. Okay? So if you had 30,000 in old, when you went to turn it in for the new, you had $30,000 in new. 10,000 Kuwaiti dinar at $3. Okay? You didn't make a dime. The only people that made it dime, any money at all, they made good money, but there wasn't thousands and tens of thousands of them, are the people who bought it at the street rate, okay, which was down to a dime. There was still a market for it for whatever reason, but if you think about it, was there really a market for it when it was over $3, and then they were selling it for a dime? But there were people who bought it for whatever reason. Now, if you bought it for a dime, then you turned it in for $3.50 for the new currency, yes, you made a ton of money, okay? That's the only way people made money off of the Kuwait deal, because I won't even call it an RB is ridiculous. Never happened. And guys, these are things that we can prove out, okay? This isn't intel, this isn't, I have the best sources and they told me. We can prove this out, okay? Just find a historical chart of the Kuwaiti dinar and you'll see the price officially never dropped. There was no devaluation, so there was no revaluation. Okay, so the Kuwait RB is ridiculous. And if that's your foundation, like this other group is claiming, that's your foundation for investing in the Iraqi dinar, then sell it. Just because it just didn't happen. Actually, I shouldn't say that. We do not give financial advice. We don't give legal advice. We don't give any advice. Okay? What we tell you is provable facts. Okay? And in the case where it's opinion, we'll let you know that it's our opinion. But don't take any action and don't even believe a word that we say without doing your own investigations. Okay? Don't even do that. With anybody. With us or anybody. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Rex, send me the next one, please. Okay. Who controls the rate and how do they control it? X blank 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 is saying that they have proof that the IMF and the DOD control the rate and when it will come up. Alright, well I get the basics of that, Rex. I don't know what group that is, but again, it's fantasy. Okay, and again, it's not my opinion, it's proven. It's very simple. Go to Google and say, how does a country determine the rate of its currency? And in plain and simple terms is they have their formula that they use. Nobody could tell them what their rate is, okay? They decide on the rate. There's not a person or an entity in the world that can compel another country to change their rate, whether up or down. Can't do it, right? Trying to think of a good example here. Think of it like you have a car that you want to sell. It's a 2015 Toyota, whatever, small car. Market value on it is, let's say, for ease of use, $10,000. Well, you decide that it's worth $50,000. Can somebody tell you that you can't stick a sign on there and sell it for $50,000? No, nobody can tell you that, right? Another person that could come and say, hey, your car's not worth that, you can't sell it for that. It's the same thing with the currency, right? If a country comes out, let's say Iraq, and they want to put their rate at $10, which obviously is never going to happen. They can do that if they want, okay? They decide the rate. Do other countries have to accept it? No, they just don't use it, right? Just like if you're selling a car. Someone comes to look at it, you want 50,000, they think it's worth 10, they just don't buy it. The same thing with the currency, guys. Same thing. It's a supply and demand, right? We have the currency, you don't want to pay the price we have, then you don't pay. It's the same concept, guys. Right? There's not the DOD, the IMF, the UN, any other lettered organizations, okay? They don't decide what the rate is. And when these groups, which I don't want to get started on the groups, but when they tell you that they have proof, well, especially these paid groups, okay? If I'm a part of a paid group and they tell me I have proof of something like that, yeah, my first question would be, okay, can you show me the proof? Can you show me? If you said you have proof, then it's not a problem to show us, right? And the problem is, for them, they can't show you because it doesn't exist. Okay? That's the problem with Intel. Everybody thinks they know somebody that knows something. I have news for you. Anybody who knows anything about change in the value of the currency is not telling a dinar guru. Okay, so he could talk about it on his call, on his website, whatever. Okay? That's what you'll never get that from us guys. You know, in the years that we've been with you, not once have we ever said, we have this information that we can't tell you who it's from. Trust us. No. Trust but verify this. And if someone says they have proof, hey, let me see the proof, right? Shouldn't be that hard, especially if you're a paying customer. I mean, I don't understand. Again, God bless them for making money, right? Capitalist society. You know, if you can make money, great. But, I mean, if you're one of the paying members, and they're telling you day after day after day, week after week after week, month, year, at some point, don't you say, okay, it's time to see some proof on these things, okay? No more of this, we have the best contacts because they're sitting in offices and in meetings. Then how are they never right, guys? I mean, let's think about it with common sense. How are they ever right? It's just, because it's not happening. But again, it would not tell you what to do with your money. Actually, you know what? I want to add something to that because let's dive a little deeper into that subject because, in a sense, they are right, I guess, by saying not really the UN, IMF, US, per se, drop the rate, right? But who did drop the rate? Because it did drop, right? I mean, it had dropped long before that when Saddam was printing like crazy because of the sanctions against him. He had to, all right, but the official rate, who was responsible for that? Who dropped that rate? Well, it was their government, the Iraqi government. No, not Saddam Hussein. It was the government, Paul Bremer, and the Coalition Provisional Authority, who was the de facto government, right, until Iraq got their act together to get their own government, their own citizens, and their own people. So I guess you could say they're kind of right in that sense, but it was still
the acting government who dropped the rate officially.
Right. And that's just the keywords. Yeah.
So next time they mention that it was some outside entity, bring it up, ask them. You know, you're a paying member. You deserve answers, guys. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, Rex, this next one from Tim K. Blah, 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 saying that unless you are part of their group, you will be waiting at least 1 to 2 months to exchange your... Oh, jeez. Okay, well, this is another one we have to use some common sense. Go down to the bank closest to your house. I don't care what bank it is. It'll be a big four bank, it'll be maybe a regional bank, it would be more of a little neighborhood bank. But if you walk in and ask them for, tell them you're going on vacation, you need some Mexican peso. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be able to get that food with them. Okay? It might take some time, they might have to order it. They will facilitate that exchange for you. Okay? It's going to be no different, guys. When Iraq is tradable, when it's internationally accepted, every bank, even if it's not through them, they may go through, you know, if they're a smaller bank, they may go through another bank, but it really doesn't matter to you. Okay? If you go to your favorite bank, you know, Joe's bank, and Joe doesn't really do currency exchanges, Joe has a place where he does currency exchanges, okay? And he will be able to facilitate that. Right? Nobody's going to be waiting 1 to 2 months to get into a bank. It's just... And I now that I read the group that you're talking about, yeah, this is borderline, I don't know, I'd be real careful with making statements like that. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Try to keep these calls under a half hour, guys. Where we at, Rex? Okay, we got a little time. No, we won't do that, Rex. Well, this is a very general question. Is the GCR global currency real, or is it something made up? That's a great question. That's a great question. Well, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what is a global currency reset? What's the definition? Currencies change value every day, up and down, constantly, all day long. Okay? Is it going to be any different than that? See, we're waiting for the Iraqi Dinar. Okay? The Vietnamese dong, I've heard people say that's going to come away. $1 or $2. Ridiculous, guys. Ridiculous. Look at where they're at. Okay? There's no way they're ever going to do that. I mean, at least not in our lifetime. What we're waiting for is the Iraqi Dinar. As far as every other country, well, it's not even every other country, every other currency in the world to, what, I don't know, go up 100, 200, 300%, down 200, 300%. The jury's out on that, okay? And the reason I say that, in my opinion, I don't believe it for a minute, right? And that goes right, dovetails perfectly with this next question about, yeah, we could combine these, because this is a really good question. Alex, thank you, Alex, this is a great question. Basically what Alex says is, on March 29th, Basel III took effect, meaning all the currencies are backed by gold. This is a great question, Alex. Okay. I might use the rest of the time on this one alone. Guys, do you know what Basel III is? And that's rhetorical because you can't answer. If you don't, look it up, because I know every single group out there, without fail, is tying this GCR into asset-backed currencies. There's even a group saying that there's new treasury notes already in use for the past year in Europe. I mean, we all probably know some people who go to Europe and use them. But that's the problem with Intel, right? How do you prove something doesn't exist? It's nearly impossible. As far as Basel III, Basel III is all about banks and their capitalization, okay? Meaning they need to make sure they're upping the limits on what they need to have on hand in case of a crisis. Right? What Basel III did was it moved gold from, I believe, a tier 3 asset to a tier 1, meaning gold was no longer any kind of a risky investment. It was just like having cash, okay? So zero risk. That's what happened on the 29th, okay? And we're talking about commercial banks, all right? We're not talking about central banks. Central banks are not really banks, all right? You look at the Federal Reserve, do you think they're a bank? They're not a bank, okay? The Basel III has nothing to do with currency, nothing to do with asset backing, nothing. All it did was change the way gold, the way they can report gold on their balance sheet. That's all Basel III did. Again, don't take my word for it. Go read Basel III. Okay? And I can tell you what, if you could find where it talks about asset-backed currency in Basel III, then I missed it. And do me a favor and put it in the comments when we get the YouTube video up. I'll be glad to rescind what I said. Okay? I'll even offer an apology to all those groups out there who talk about Basel III and asset-backed currencies. Right? Because, again, it's just not in there. Let's see. Next one. Okay, yeah, this is still part of Alex's question, talking about one of the groups saying that when questioned on the GCR, saying that there's proof that of Christine Lagarde talking about a global currency reset. Okay, this is, again, if you're part of that group, especially if it's one of these paid groups, hey, you have every right to ask them, well, if Christine Lagarde said this, it's got to be somewhere posted, right? There's got to be a video of it or an audio of it for talking about that. Show us. Show us this proof, okay? Because again, there's no way Christine Lagarde ever said the words global currency reset, period. Okay? And anybody telling you that she did, ask them for proof. It should be very easy. Okay, I can't offer you proof that she didn't. I mean, just impossible. But they should be able to offer you proof that she did. Ask for it. You know, guys, I don't understand some of these people. You know, if you want to pay for the information because you need it, whatever the case, okay? You know, ask for the proof when they tell you these things. Ask them for the proof. You deserve it. You're a paying member. I think that's about it. You know, Basel III, nothing to do with asset back. GCR is jury's still out because we have no idea what that even is. I mean, there's 10 different definitions depending on who you talk to. I mean, there's all these, you know, YouTube economists, people selling books and everything else that talk about global currency risk, but nobody really knows what it is. Nobody can define it. So until I see something solid from someone of authority, to me that's just more Dinar guru myth. Let's move on to the next one. We're running a little late here on time. Okay, Rex, yeah, we're just going to take this last one, Rex, because I'm pretty sure I know where this came from. But again, good question. You know, that's why we want you to send these in. We don't have the time or the inclination to listen to all these calls, but you know, we're more than happy to either verify or debunk what everybody's saying, and that's what we're here for. Okay, Rex, can you repost that? I can't scroll up my images. It's got to be a paste it back in the chat box, please. Okay. Okay, basically another group saying that as of December 30th last year, Iraq dropped the 3 zeros electronically. Okay. How did they do that? So if you had a bank account with $1,000 in there, January 1st, you went in there and you had 1 dinar. You had 1,000 dinar on the 30th, and January 1st, you had 1 dinar. How does that work out? Okay, now, at some point, it will happen, but it's not going to happen until they drop it from the exchange rate and from the notes, guys. I mean, it's a good question. You know, you hear it and you know the answer. So I appreciate that question, but yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that because, I mean, just think of it think of it in our country. You have $100 bill in your pocket and $100 in the bank, and now all of a sudden you have 10 cents in the bank and $100 in your pocket. Overnight, no, never happened. That's about it, Rex. Let's call it here. We're over the half-hour mark and start to lose attention span after that. So I want to thank you guys for being a part of our group. Again, feel free to share this. And please, guys, read your emails. Like I said, we're going to have to click on the YouTube link and subscribe to the channel because after April, it's the only way you're going to be able to see and hear these videos. Okay? I shouldn't say see, because you're not going to see them, you're going to hear these calls. We've never, ever recorded them on the conference call platform. We record them on our own, and we send the MP3 to you guys as members. Okay? Which doesn't cost anything for you guys to be members. It's not going to cost anything for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay? But the video, which will be audio, will be private. Okay? So the only way you're going to be able to listen to it after 8 is if you subscribe. You guys have a good day. We're expecting to have a call probably Wednesday. Wednesday we'll be having another call. Questions, guys, to truthdinar@protonmail.com. Again, truthdinar@protonmail.com. Bring us the guru word of the day and see what we're talking about. And we'll slice it and dice it and see what we can make of it. You guys have a good day. Take care.